And now, a piece on autism by Alpha Alex L. Hello, my fellow viewers. What I'm about to talk about is a very heavy topic and may ring heavy for a lot of you. I just said the same thing twice. The thing I'm about to tell you is from This I Believe assignment that I'm currently doing for a class. This I believe. Imagine for a moment you're in a mall or a grocery store. You now imagine that you see someone start making strange noises, and very loudly too. You then see that person have what seems like involuntary motions with his or her body. Now imagine something else. Imagine you're in a typical classroom. Now someone is banging their pen or pencil on a writing pad, like this one. Like so. Now imagine that noise getting louder. And louder. That just happened. And louder. And louder still. To a normal person, it may not be so loud. But to an autistic, it's 10 times as loud and 10 times as annoying. Autism is no laughing matter. And if you think it is, you need to wake up, buddy. It all started when I was a kid. In second grade elementary school, I was diagnosed with ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. It wasn't until 6th grade and middle school that I got even more grave news. I was diagnosed with symptoms of Asperger's syndrome. I could barely socialize because I was scared to death of it. I mean, I kind of still am today. But through acceptance, learning, and most of all, love, I have overcome my anxieties. I mean, and believe me, I was literally like, I barely talked at all. I was just like, okay. And that was it. Autism awareness and acceptance are what I believe in. When people hear the word autism, they either think of parents who can't handle their children, or children or other autistics in general having meltdowns in public. Let me just tell you that this is a horrible, horrible stereotype, even though it does sometimes happen. Autistics hear things more loudly, see things more clearly, smell things more strongly, feel things differently, and taste things differently. Awareness and acceptance are the best things an autistic can receive, and not just an autistic, but a parent of an autistic, grandparent of an autistic, a teacher of an autistic, a teacher in general, right? This, I believe, is the key to my success, and not just my success, but the success of all autistics out there, even parents of autistics. If I don't talk to you, or make weird gestures, or noises, that's my autism talking. To me, autism means a new life, away from the norm. I'm willing to take it on, but I'd like some help. Please. To me, autism is not a tragedy, but ignorance is. Autistics like me are on a different operating system. We aren't PCs, we aren't Macs, we aren't Linuxers or Linux, however you pronounce that. We are a developmental system in its open beta stages, and we want the public's input. Some refuse to try us, but those who do love us so much. This, I believe, is the key to being one with everyone. Awareness and acceptance is what we autistics need. Now that's the end of my text portion, the stuff that I wrote down. Now for a bit of a personal perspective. For me, living with autism has been a completely an eye-opening experience. Now, referring back to what I said about the senses, like hearing, seeing, like they are 10 times more advanced for autistics, or 10 times like less. Like they can be like this big for some of them. In some cases, nothing comes to the sense at all. Which, in my case, I see things more strongly, I hear things more loudly, and I can feel things differently too. Like, remember the tapping? That I can handle. But sports bars with like big crowds and like really like condensed places with a lot of noise I can't handle. Like a place like Buffalo Wild Wings, or what's another good example? Green Turtle. Red Robin I can handle because it's a family restaurant and the noise in there is barely tolerable, and I've been there before and their food is awesome. I love Red Robin's food. I love it. It's just the noise in there is barely tolerable for me. And by the way, Red Robin, if you're watching this, thank you so much for so many years of great food. You have really helped me out in helping me find my taste. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. I myself have experienced meltdowns of autistics in public, and believe me, it's very traumatic, and I'd like to help. I really would, but what can you do? Because it may seem a little suspect if a random stranger is going to an autistic. I mean, people may start to think wrong things, you know. This world is very on alert. A little too on alert, if you ask me. And enough about that, so I'm going way off tangent here. A couple of the things that's been happening recently, like in terms of autism, like for me, I had a lot of trouble going through a driving program, because in my state, autism is actually a reportable illness, because if you have they have like a list of like 20 things. Like if you have any one of those things, you need like permission from a medical expert or something to like even try the learner's permit. So, and I find that really insulting. Like, why? I mean, I understand in some cases, but if you're autistic and you have the capability to go to your local driving place and try to get a permit in the first place, then you're obviously able to like if you're able to say to yourself that I want this, I can do this, I'm willing to do this, I'm able to do this, I have the sense of mind to do it. Like, I was ready for it. And then when I got there, I saw that huge list of like diseases, and autism was on the list, and I was like, really? Anyways, enough about that. I just really think they need to fix that, because autism is just so broad, and because it's so broad, and because of the new system that's being put in place, and yeah, I mean, it's not even called Asperger's anymore. It's like, I don't know what it's called anymore, but I'm still calling it Asperger's because, yeah, so I'm getting a little bit distracted here, so before I go completely crazy, why don't we just end this video? Now, I've been thinking about doing an outro since I'm going to be doing more videos in the future. So here's what I've been thinking, and for my 9 subscribers, you can post in the comments of what you think. So here's what I've been thinking. I'm thinking we can take a controller, like this one. This is a PS3 controller, but you can take any controller. Doesn't matter what system it is, because we're all friends here. We can all love each other. This is a creative space. We don't criticize. And if you do, let's just say things won't end well. I'm just kidding. Gotcha. Anyways, so what we would do is we would take one handle of the controller, like so, and whip it towards the camera. Whip the other end towards the camera, like that. That's how it'll work. So, thanks for watching. This is Unbox L, signing off.